Update 1. I thought it was just a fun night out with my boss, until I came home at 2 a.m. and found the letter on the table. My husband's reaction, I never saw it coming. Afterward, I laughed, but it wasn't funny. It was that kind of laugh that comes from frustration, not amusement. He ignored me. You've got to be kidding me. I'm busting my ass every day at work, taking care of the house, making sure the kids are all right, and you're sitting here acting like I don't do enough. I don't even know what you want from me at this point. I want you to actually care about what's happening here, he shot back, his voice rising a little. I want you to notice how distant we've become. I want you to look at me like I'm still your husband, not just the guy who pays the bills and takes care of things while you're out having fun. His words hit harder than I expected, but I wasn't about to let him see that. Oh, so now I'm the bad guy, I snapped, because I went to a concert, because I had one night of fun without you. God, Jeff, get over it. It was one night. I'm not the one who's been sitting here sulking about it for days. He threw his hands up in the air like he couldn't believe what he was hearing. It's not about the damn concert, Kelly. It's about everything else. You think I don't notice how you've been pulling away? You think I don't see how much you've been spending? Spending? What was he talking about? I had some credit card debt, sure, but who didn't? I wasn't a financial genius, but it wasn't like I was blowing our entire savings. It was just the little things, the stuff I liked to buy for myself when I was feeling down. Was that really such a big deal? I don't know. Maybe you're just making a bigger deal out of this than it is, I said, trying to brush it off. I've got it under control, I always do. Do you? He asked, his voice laced with disbelief. Because every time I check, there's another charge on our account for something you don't need, another splurge that we can't afford. You're always getting things for you, but what about the kids? What about us? His words hit me harder than the guilt I had tried to ignore, but even then, I didn't fully grasp it. I just couldn't see what the problem was. I wasn't out there spending money like some kind of addict, or anything. I deserved nice things. He didn't get it. You know what, Jeff? I said, standing up. You really don't get it. I work hard, and I deserve a little something for myself once in a while. If you don't like how I spend my money, then maybe you should have been more involved with the bills. But don't make me feel bad for taking care of myself. You're the one who sits here acting all miserable, like I'm supposed to fix everything for you. His face twisted in anger. I'm not asking you to fix everything. I'm just asking for a little effort, a little attention, but maybe that's too much to ask. I could feel the wall between us getting thicker by the second. It was like we were both just talking past each other, neither of us willing to really listen. And then, just when I thought things couldn't get worse, I saw it, the letter. The one I had thrown on the table the night before. It wasn't just a simple note, it was a list of everything he felt I had been neglecting. The money, the time, the way I acted like I was too busy for him. And as I looked at it, I started to realize something. It wasn't just the concert. It wasn't just the spending. It was everything. The way I'd been pushing him away without even realizing it. But of course, I wasn't going to admit that to him. Not yet. You're really going to make me feel guilty for this? I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. You're really going to act like I'm the one who's wrong here? He looked at me, hurt written all over his face, but I didn't care. I couldn't admit it, not then. The argument continued, but it wasn't getting any better. I could feel the distance growing between us, and I wasn't sure how much more I could take of this, but I also wasn't ready to back down. Not yet. The days that followed felt like a blur of tension. Jeff barely said anything to me, and I barely said anything to him. It was like we were two strangers coexisting in the same house, but not really there. I spent more time at work, and when I was home, I buried myself in the kids' activities, or whatever I could do to avoid dealing with him. The silence was suffocating, but neither of us knew how to break it. I kept thinking about that letter. The things he wrote in there had stuck with me more than I wanted to admit. He'd laid it all out so clearly, everything I was doing wrong, but even now I refused to believe it was all my fault. Yeah, I had my moments of regret, but I wasn't about to let him win this one. I wasn't going to admit I'd been pushing him away. Because, that would mean I'd have to take responsibility for everything that had gone wrong, and I wasn't ready to do that. I couldn't stop thinking about the concert though. He was right in some ways. I'd been so excited to go, to have a night just for myself. I'd thought, it's just a night out. But now I couldn't help but feel like it had been more than that. Maybe it wasn't about the concert at all. Maybe it was about me wanting to escape, wanting something else. Anything other than this life I had. But the worst part, I had no idea how to fix any of it. I didn't know where to start, or even if I wanted to fix it. The kids were fine. They didn't care if we fought or not. They just wanted their dinner and their bedtime stories. But Jeff, he was different. He wanted something from me I wasn't sure I was ready to give. The weekend came, and Jeff finally spoke to me again, but this time it wasn't about us, it was about the money. I need you to take a look at this, he said, sliding a pile of bills in front of me at the kitchen table. His eyes were tired, and there was something almost defeated in his voice. We're sinking, Kelly, you've got to stop ignoring it. I didn't even look at the bills at first. Instead, I stared at him. I could tell how frustrated he was, how much he was holding back. It was like he had been carrying this weight alone for months, and I hadn't noticed. I told you, I've got it under control, I said, brushing off the problem. I'm doing what I can. But even as I said it, I knew it wasn't true. I knew it was a lie. I wasn't managing things. I was barely keeping my head above water, but admitting it felt like defeat, and I wasn't ready to admit defeat. Not in front of him. Not after everything. You think I'm stupid? He asked.